back to the Spiritual Shit Show. I know this podcast can get really woo, and so I wanted to record just a second version of the podcast that I just put out, and I want to break it down in just very simple, very human terms. So if phrases like higher self, lower self, new earth, consciousness, Christ consciousness feel like, what the fuck, or a little confusing or a little too out there for you, you don't need to worry about the language of it at all in this podcast. It's really just about what is available to us and how we can continue to live our lives day to day and the best way possible. I want to recognize that most of us spend a lot of time stuck in certain feelings and thought patterns. Self-doubt, feeling small, feeling behind, worrying about money, time, projects, success, the future, replaying the past, getting triggered, being hard on ourselves. This is completely normal. It's part of being human. It's totally annoying. And this is why self-growth and self-development and mental hacks and vision boards, this is why all of this has been created, to help us to navigate out of that space. The self-doubt, feeling small, feeling behind, yada, yada, yada. This is all a version of you. It's the part of you that is navigating stress, emotions, responsibilities, and survival. It's what people sometimes call the lower self. And this part isn't bad or broken. It's literally just like automatic human mode. It's the version of you that's tired, cranky, overwhelmed, annoyed, agitated, and stuck in the loop of, I'm never quite good enough, or nothing's ever just peaceful, or everything is crazy and chaotic. And we all live there sometimes. And there's also another possibility available to us. And this possibility can be accessed not by escaping your life, not by pretending everything is positive. Ugh, it's my worst nightmare. Overly positive people, but you can just talk to them and know that it is a shit show behind their positive unicorn words. Drives me crazy. But regardless, here we go. By developing a different type of relationship with yourself, this is what people mean by the higher self. And again, it could be a little woo for you, and that's okay, but let's break it down. The higher version of you is simply the version that knows that you have gifts, sees value in your voice, trusts your ideas and vision, wants to live a life that actually feels good. The higher version of you asks a very honest question. Do I really love my life? And if the answer is no, that's not failure, that's information. And this is that space in between. How do we recognize when we are living from a lower version self, and how do we bridge that gap from the lower self to the higher self, where we can be like, yeah, for the most part, I am in love with my life. So let me ask you this. Do you enjoy the way you spend your days? And really answer that honestly. Do I enjoy the way I spend my days? And I don't want you to be like, well, I should be grateful, or, well, it could be worse. I mean, do you really actually like your life? And if not, what small step could you take toward a life that feels more aligned, more spacious, more fun, more in balance, more you? Here's the simplest way to think about it. The lower self is reactive, living on autopilot. Every day's kind of the same chaotic type of day. You're not well rested. You might be underfed. You might be harsh or critical or tired. You might be constantly rushing and in a state of chaos. The higher self is aware and intentional. It's mastered the word, no, that's not for me. It's grounded in gratitude. It's willing to go after meaningful dreams. It's loving. It's patient. It's kind. It's funny. The higher self offers love and kindness towards self. The higher self is present with time, with beauty, rest, abundance, creativity, and dare I say, joy. The higher version of you probably moves a little slower, protects their energy, values breathing room, space, beautiful conversations, meaningful moments, probably enjoys music, stillness, and finds an abundance of moments of peace. You don't become your higher self once and stay there forever. Okay. So this is why it's a practice. And the question isn't which one am I? It's how often am I choosing each one? Can I catch myself when I am in the loop of the lower self? And can I bring myself back to my higher self? Can I practice choosing the higher version of myself just a little bit more each day? And this doesn't require a dramatic overhaul. It might look like speaking to yourself with kindness, giving yourself rest or a day off or a vacation, taking one step towards a dream you've been avoiding, honoring and using your gift, your voice, honoring how you love, how you laugh, your sense of humor, how you see the world. It can also be just as simple as pausing before you react. And then I want you to know that these small choices add up. This moment we are in collectively and personally is an invitation to become more conscious, to notice when you're living in self-doubt, and where we are now in the world is in fear, and to gently ask yourself, what would the higher version of myself choose here? And then practice that choice again and again. You get to practice living from a version of yourself that feels more loving, more grounded, more truthful, more authentic, more alive. I want us each, self included, to align more with joy, with love, with abundance, with creativity, with gratitude. Not someday, but today. And then I will leave you with, you are incredible. And when you choose the highest version of yourself and commit to building a life that is authentically you, and a authentically you life doesn't mean that it's like the big house and the yacht and the cars and whatever. It could be like, it is so beautiful. I have so much love in my life, and I have so many things that fill my day with things that I love, and I am at peace, and I'm just grateful. Like, to me, that's the highest version of my life. And for me, I know I get stuck in the loop of lack and not enough money and not enough clients and not enough status and then the old stories from the past. I get myself caught up in that lower self too. So I am right there with you on how can we envision, commit to, and choose the higher self. The me that loves love, that loves experiences, that loves being a mother and a wife, and can find simple joys in doing the laundry. That's taken practice, by the way. And then knowing that that's enough. And so as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with something simple. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You don't need to be perfect. You don't have to be completely 100% ready before you show up for your dreams and your goals. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to start noticing. Notice when you're being hard on yourself. Notice when you're living from fear or lack. Notice when you forget how capable, creative, and valuable you actually are. And then gently practice choosing a higher way of being, a kinder thought, a slower pace, and a braver step. And I'm also going to add to that, surround yourself with people who remind you who the fuck you are when you are forgetting who you are. When you're not shining up, when you are not showing up because you feel like it doesn't matter, or, maybe I'm not talented enough or gifted enough, or maybe nobody cares. This is when the people that you surround yourself with matter, because we each need somebody who's going to reflect to us the greatness of who we are. And this is how real, deep love, soul change happens. One choice at a time, one day at a time. And then I just want to remind you that you are allowed to want a life that feels good. You are allowed to grow into a version of yourself that feels more true every single day. And you don't have to have it all today. But maybe today you can just have a little bit more awareness, a little bit more self-love, a little bit more self-kindness, a little bit more intention. And that's enough. Thank you for being here. Till next time.